Okay, my clock's reading a bit before 11, but let's get started. We get that little bit of La Cucaracha as the game starts up. No title screen, no anything. You just got your little guy here. He's got the sombrero. Not quite sure what he's wearing, but it's got buttons down the front. And yeah, your verbs are walk and jump. You can walk left and right with your control panel, or joystick rather. Atari would be joystick rather than control pad, even though I am using a gamepad that has a game control pad. Yeah, you can jump. We have a conveyor belt here. You move faster when you're moving with it than against it. You can jump to escape the conveyor belt physics. Pretty standard stuff, but this is a neat little... Oh, we have these poles. If you hit one of those in midair, you just slide down it. Okay, you have no mid-air control when jumping. This is pretty standard in earlier platformers. Wasn't until later that you got the standard Mario thing where you have ridiculous amount of air control. You either jump straight up and come straight down, or you jump to the side and you go in that exact arc. We apparently have vanishing and reappearing platforms. But, yeah. So, in case I forget to say that, hello everyone, this is Arafellan, and the game we are playing today is called Montezuma's Revenge. Not to be confused with what will happen to your bowels if you drink the water in Mexico and are not used to the local... I think it's E. coli, actually. Which is generally harmless as long as your body is used to the local strain of it. But anyway, yeah, we've got a chain or rope or something here we can climb up and down. You can jump off of it. You can grab it in midair. You can land on your head if you do that. Oh, is that a death? That kills you. So we're talking Donkey Kong style falling rules. That is a door. Presumably the ladders are safe. Presumably the skull is not safe. I did briefly read the manual. It mentioned a number of obstacles. I think the skull was one of them. Okay, you cannot jump off a ladder. Can you grab a ladder in midair? No, you cannot. So I can't jump high enough to get on the conveyor belt, so we'll jump over the skull. And yeah, let's go to the right. Yeah, the key is spent opening the door as expected, but you get points. There's a snake. The snake apparently does not move. The gems are worth points, no surprise there. Do points actually do anything for you, or is it just try to get a high score? Good question. Right, you have to be careful of falling. I'm so used to not having fall damage in platformers, or at least it being much further fall. That was easy enough to get. Presumably the fire will kill you. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Like I was saying, the fire will kill you. At least you keep your inventory, though. But nothing here. Yeah, how do I get to that safely? Can I... No, if you walk off the edge, you just fall straight down. Okay, you need to jump from the far edge of the platform. Yeah, when you're jumping, physics are that, like, inflexible is the word I'm looking for. There's a torch, I think. those disappearing platforms. Yeah, I don't know if you can get that knife safely. I also don't know if I can jump to the left safely. Did the torch disappear, or was that not a torch? Yeah, I'm not sure if I can go down from here without getting myself killed. There's a spider. You can jump the spider. Yeah, I think swords can kill certain hazards. Oh, you need blue keys here, apparently. I think the skulls were on the list of things swords will kill, but snakes were not. And we have a bouncing skull. That's interesting. Yeah. The sword will kill the skull, but is used up in the process. That's to be expected. But now I don't really have a way to get past this room safely. Yeah. At least the skull stays destroyed. The mutual annihilation. And I'm assuming that chain-hooking thing is actually dangerous and not just for show. And I somehow missed the key. Yeah, collision detection with these games can be an issue. And by these, I mean pretty much any early platformer. Okay, you can jump up here. That doesn't look like you should be able to, but it worked. We saw this room earlier from the other side. Yeah, is it possible to get that knife? Okay, and why was I not picking up the... Oh, I remember seeing that in the manual. If your inventory is full, you can't pick up jewels, even though they don't take up space in your inventory. Okay, is that just to continue? Yeah, there's no way I can jump this, right? Oh, I see what you do. Yes, you can jump up through things. Yep, can't grab the gem when your inventory's full. Yeah, because you can jump up these. If you're quick about it. So that's why that's here. It's not just a weird, fancy-looking thing. It's an actual puzzle element. That's kind of clever. Even if it feels wrong to be able to jump through solid wall. And yeah, much too easy to fall. To your doom, of course. But you can shimmy down the rope. This room looks familiar, except I did it again. Yeah, I'm too used to platforming physics from modern platformers, where if you walk off the edge of something, you will keep going to the side. You will not die of a half-screen fall. This is not a modern platformer. And I completely mistimed that. Okay, that worked. Okay, the thing disappeared, so I guess that was an amulet? Which is mentioned in the manual as being a thing that gives you temporary invulnerability. Really? That's too far. Yeah, that's very Donkey Kong feeling. You fall a fraction of your height, and you just die. Well, it's not really a fraction of your height. It's like your full height, really. But again, if you're used to modern platformers, that feels really bad. Okay, I guess that doesn't work against those chains. Okay, is it just game over now? This last time I ran out of eyes, it just reset my store and continued from the same screen. But maybe you only get one continue? Alright, if I hit start, that's a restart. I'm not sure what the point of that platform in the middle is, though, because you can't jump to that. And I guess you could come down the ladder and skip jumping over the skull once, but... Jump the snake, climb down the ladder. Do not drop off the ledge because you'll fall on your head and die. It's a nice little La Cucaracha jingle, but it does get repetitive awfully quickly. So yeah, jump from the far edge so as to not over jump the ladder. And as I mentioned, you cannot grab ladders in midair, so... But you can with ropes. It's really arbitrary. Yeah, that just lets you walk. That's why the snake was flashing, so... To let you know you can just ignore it. Still don't know how you get that knife without dying. Also, can we take a moment to appreciate the spider animation? It's nothing fancy, but just the way it kind of shimmies. Also can climb ladders, apparently. That is not something I was expecting. Yeah, you want the sword here to take care of that. Yeah, platformer with some definite puzzle elements. Bit of Metroidvania to it, too. Especially with the keys. Ah. Yeah, the poles are basically a one-way but safe fall. Okay, jump there. Jump there. There we go. Climb up the rope. Jump through the floor. Yeah, it looks like your head does not respect collision. I think I got an extra life from points, and then lost it immediately. At least this time I can grab the gems. And you need to get through that quickly so the platforms don't disappear underneath you and drop you on your head. You need all these keys here. I think that yellow key here is so that you can go back and unlock the one on the right side from the entrance if you didn't get the red key. Yeah, because there was a red and a yellow key past that. Alright, did we go this time last time? Let's see what's over here. Okay, there's these walls here. I think they're just solid walls forever. Alright, bouncing skulls. Is that a safe fall? Maybe not, but I can grab the rope. There's a key. Snakes. You can completely avoid them, though. So... I feel like snakes are basically munchers. We got some swords there. There's probably some place where you're meant to use them. Also, you're probably meant to actually grab one before the skull runs into you. Yep, spider climbs ladders. That's just points. Nothing wrong with points, but I want to explore more. Yeah, and I don't know how you get past that. It feels like it's more an obstacle than a help. We get another point. Okay, there's a red key. Yeah, we get another one up at 20,000. Yeah, but how do you get down there? Probably from the right side. Yeah, we've seen this screen before. Get sword through the spider, I think. Yes. Alright, this is where you want a torch. And I can't go back to the left from here because the pole is one way down. Now here's a question. Will things I killed stay dead forever? Or just as long as I stay on the screen? You do at least get a good jump off of ropes. There are certain games, like Commander Keen, where you can barely jump off of something that you're climbing. I think Mega Man was the same way. And how did I not grab that rope? Yeah, there you actually want to jump from further back so you hit the rope in the middle. Oh, I'm out of swords now. And yeah, you cannot grab the ladder in midair. That spider stayed gone. Will this be another dark room? Is everything in the... Oh, fire. It's nice that the fire is visible, but it's kind of weird that it doesn't cast any light. Might as well grab the key, but I'm not sure where to use any of the keys at this point. And yeah, we're seeing reuse of room layouts. Yeah, I'm wondering if that's just a thing in the game's code where there's like a number that refers to a basic room layout, and then it has extra stuff added to that. And again, it doesn't feel like you should fall on your head from that small a fall. Alright, the safe thing to do would be jump from the rope. Except I can't get back up from here. There was another way up? Yeah, right here. Yeah, it's not so bad. I think there was more to the left that we could get to. Yeah, that's where you need that red key. Here's a whole bunch of scalds. Okay. There's a torch. And my invulnerability wore off. Yeah, this is awfully strict timing. Except you can do that. Now, apparently, if you jump at just the right time, you can... Yeah, amulet does not protect you against falling. But as I was saying, apparently if you jump at just the right time, you can... Yeah, you can jump off of the platform as it vanishes, land back on it once it's reappeared. Yeah, I assume that torch will let you see in the dark. I just can't tell if the room is actually dark. Yeah, spider movement at least seems to be predictable, other than ladders. They don't turn around until they hit a wall. Yeah, and I can't grab the jewel because no empty inventory. That's one way to get out of there. Definitely not the ideal way, but it does work. Okay, I can see why this is highly rated. There's a lot of game. And the gameplay is not particularly complicated, but... And yeah, you need to actually jump there. You don't have horizontal momentum. Okay, so this, I think, was one of those dark rooms, and yeah, you can see it now. That was simple enough. There's another dark room. At least I think this is one of them. Okay. It's pretty standard platformer fare. Yeah, this is the room we saw earlier. So you do need those keys there. The keys are suddenly brighter because there's a palette swap. Looks like the chain and the bridge are more or less synced up. Yeah, so they both disappear at the same time there. And I got lucky. Okay, it wants me to go down. Is this just like bonus round? Okay, I think we're back at the beginning. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, we have beaten the game. Yeah, that was pretty neat. It's the exploration type, kind of Metroidvania-like platforming, monster avoidance, falling on your head a lot if you're not used to how the rules are. I should be able to fall here, though. Yeah. I think it's only once it gets larger than your height that it becomes an issue. Because you jump just about that high already. Yeah, and then once you get to the end, you get a bunch of bonus points and the game resets, so you can keep going if you feel like it. Try to rack up more points. I see a 2 there now. I think that means I'm on my second run-through. Not sure if things are worth more or not. Something we'll have to check in post. Yeah, I don't recognize that music, though. But La Cucaracha. Anyway, this has been Aerophone playing Montezuma's Revenge for the Atari 8-bit systems. This was number 10 on Atarimania's top 25 list for the 400, 800, what were the others? 130 XE, whatever those were. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing next week, but if you're interested, come back then and we'll figure it out. Might do some Zelda randomizer. Link to the Past. Yeah, I don't know. Until then, enjoy your weekend, everyone. Happy Easter for those who celebrate it.